So Burkina Faso, okay, ends decades of tax benefits for France amid regional tensions. Okay. When I read this, okay, the excitement I could not contain. The Burkina Bay people want to save money. You understand? Hi guys, it's Synolve. How are you guys doing? Sure hope you are doing well. I'm so glad to see you. So glad you are here for another video. Welcome family. Welcome dear one. Welcome. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Perform all of the rituals that you must perform and share the video. Share. I've got a newsletter. Go ahead and sign up for my newsletter. Also, I'm on Patreon. Support me on Patreon. There are so many things I can't share here. I can't share here. But on Patreon and in the newsletter, girl, we could, sir, bruh, we could share it all. Okay, sister and my kings and queens, sisters and brothers, the royal family, welcome. You are welcome here. Thank you so much. I also have a Facebook group. Go ahead and join the Facebook group and we can talk and we can discuss all the amazing things that are happening. All right. Okay. So Burkina Faso, look, we are on a Burkina Faso TRAORE, Burkina Bay watch, all things Sahel, AES. Yes, we are watching. So Burkina Faso, okay, ends decades of tax benefits for France amid regional tensions. Okay. When I read this, okay, the excitement I could not contain. Burkina Faso ends all these tax benefits. What happens is Burkina Faso, of course, has a new leader that is President Ibrahim Traore, and he made this decision, right, to stop and cease all of the tax privileges that were previously provided to France. And this decision was made after the French placed sanctions against Burkina Faso. And so now the French, of course, started this. And so now Burkina Faso is responding, and so now they just ended these sanctions. These tax agreements initiated back in 1965, and then later they were amended in 1967. There was another amendment in 71, and then another one in 1974. And so this allowed French companies. Now these tax agreements, okay, these tax privileges, okay, allowed French companies and French citizens to pay taxes to France, okay, to France on earnings that were made while they were in Burkina Faso. And so, and at the same time, this was going on while they were simultaneously receiving several tax exemptions within Burkina Faso. Like they double dip. They are double dipping. Like they were double dipping. Like this is the double Dutch bus. Okay, this is too much. Okay, they doing too much. They're giving them these tax incentives, right? By allowing them to pay taxes to France, and then on whatever earnings they made in Burkina Faso. So if they were doing gold mining or oil mining, whatever they were doing in Burkina Faso, whatever business they had, they were going to pay the taxes back to France. Okay. And at the same time receive incentives, meaning they were going to get tax exemptions, additional tax exemptions. Like if you start a business or something like that, get additional tax exemptions while you're in Burkina Faso. This is robbery. This is robbery. And so the Burkina Faso government believes that this agreement primarily benefited French multinational corporations. It certainly did not benefit Burkina Faso. And so it benefited these French multinational corporations that were operating in Burkina Faso. And this was giving a large, significant amount of revenue back to France, and Burkina Faso was receiving zero and had significant losses over these years. How can you maintain a organization or a company or household if you're not receiving anything in, if everyone in the household is contributing elsewhere but they're not contributing to the house. You gotta give something to the house. You understand? So Burkina Faso is right to try to recoup some of these losses and to make this no longer legal, because here you are. How are you going to have, if you're a government, how are you going to have roads and hospitals? How are you going to have housing and the things that your people need if all of the money has to go back to France? If all the money has to go back to France, what do you receive? And so by ending this agreement, Burkina Faso aims to increase its tax revenue significantly. Roads, can you not? Roads, all the beautiful things that are happening, roads and agriculture. You do, if when them doing this automatically then allows the Burkina Bay people to be prosperous and to open their own businesses and to have their own money, without needing U.S. aid or needing outside aid or needing to have these huge loans from IMF or World Bank. This means that French individuals and companies are liable to pay taxes in Burkina Faso, and they're liable on the income that's earned in the country. So if I had, if someone runs a business in Burkina Faso and they're a French corporation, they're mining gold, they are doing anything with any of the minerals or natural resources, rare minerals, rare earth, any of those things, they're mining oil, whatever. You can have a dressmaker, dress shop. It don't matter what it is. The Burkina Bay people want to save money. You understand? And it's only right. What do you think? You tell me in the comments below. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? This, decision didn't come lightly. It came after France suspended development aid and budgetary support to Burkina Faso due to the country's backing of a military coup in Niger. And so this is what happened. Sometimes people don't agree. But just because I don't agree with what somebody else is doing, it does not give me the right, and nations for true and for sure, it doesn't give me the right to pull out a development aid and budgetary support. That, no. And so kudos to Niger, and kudos to Burkina Faso, and kudos to Mali. Okay, let me just say that right now. Now, recent tensions in West Africa, in this region, in the Sahel region, include conflicts related to a military coup that happened in Niger. And so, they are brothers. The three kings of the Sahel, they are brothers, and so they support each other. Now, France announced that it was going to halt its development aid and budgetary support to Burkina Faso, and it prompted the Burkina Faso's military government, controlled by, the president, Ibrahim Traore. And so to then provide and share this decision of these recent tax-related decisions against France. And it's so right. It's so right, because you have to have a nation that can support itself. Nations should be able to support themselves, and multinational corporations, multinational citizens should not be able to come in and just rape and steal and pillage from the people without paying any type of taxes, without having any type of tax support, without feeling that they have any type of responsibility to maintain the roads, the hospitals, to provide health care to its residents and its citizens, to be a part. We pay taxes here in the West, and so we ain't gonna even talk about that, but we pay taxes here in the West, and a lot of times the same things that happens, you would be surprised, the same things that happen over in Africa happen here. Companies, large corporations like Tesla, okay, the Starlink, large corporations, you would be surprised, because we have one XAI that's coming here to Memphis, to this area where I am in the Mid-South. And you would be surprised the amount of free land or non-taxable land, tax exemptions that these corporations get. And then here you are, you have a largely Black city that is struggling. The city, the city, Memphis struggles. I live outside of the city, out in the country, y'all. So I'm a country girl. I love farming and that kind of stuff. I love playing in the dirt. And so these corporations can sometimes come in and they can rape, pillage the city or the country even, and they're allowed to do so. This happens in Africa. This happens in the West. Billionaires have these companies, and huge mining companies come in to mine diamonds and or to mine gold, to do the oil refineries, and they are making billions upon billions of money. They pay little to the people. They don't hire people. That was happening, of course, in Burkina Faso. They don't hire the people. You'd have to go outside to even get anyone to fix if the trains, if anything messes up at the mines, anything, right? Well, I've used this example before. Say, for example, if the Chinese build a railroad, then you have to call the Chinese to come in and fix the railroad. So if there is gold mining going on, there's some artisanal mining, but your huge mining with the machinery, all of that is happening by these was happening by these multinational corporations, but no more. And they must pay taxes. You've got to pay taxes. And so these multinational corporations come in, they bring their employees, they don't hire any of the locals, and then they don't pay taxes. That's a double whammy. I mean, it just keeps going. They live there, they buy houses, right? And so they may even ship their cars in, whatever they do, and then they're exempt from having to pay any type of taxes. They don't have to pay taxes. The taxes that they were paying go back to France. And so here you are as a nation being robbed blind. Your resources are being robbed. You aren't being able to, get the fair due of payment from the resources, minerals, oil or gold or whatever, uranium, whatever the case may be in an African country. These are just examples. Babies are having to not be able to have the health care that they need. You can't build the roads. You can't build the schools. You can't do those things. But now you're seeing in Burkina Faso the schools and the roads and the investments in agriculture, and they're not having to rely on aid. And as we talked about in a previous video, I have so many videos on all of the marvelous, amazing things that are happening in Burkina Faso. They're building roads and schools and hospitals, agricultural fish ponds. They are doing it because now they're keeping this money at home. You have to pay the taxes, right? And all the money doesn't go back to France. It's all this money going back to Europe, back to Europe, back to Europe, and little of it staying on the continent, staying in Burkina Faso, where it should be, rightly should be. These tax privileges, I think, not only should they be stopped in Burkina Faso, I think the West has a lot to learn, baby. I think, sir, family, my royal family, kings and queens, my sisters and brothers, I address you now. Please tell me in the comments below. Please tell me. I am addressing you. And I would like to know, as we collectively gather in this royal assembly, I would like to know what you think about this issue. Should corporations be able to come in and rob Africa blind? Should corporations be able to come in and rob Burkina Faso blind? Should corporations be able to come in and rob anybody blind throughout the West or throughout anywhere in the world? Should this end? Should this stop? Should they, not only the corporation itself, but also the actual employees, shouldn't they have to pay taxes where they eat and where they sleep? Shouldn't they be liable for contributing to where they eat and to where they sleep? Should they not? If they're making billions upon billions of dollars and they're giving pennies on 10 cents a pound for gold or some just unscrupulous price, nothing, right, for these beautiful minerals and resources that they're receiving from the continent. Should they have to pay? Should they have to pay? Should they have to contribute? Should you not be able to feed? Should you not be held accountable to feed where you eat? Right? My folks used to call it something else. You ought to be able to take care of where you where you lay. You see what I'm saying? Where you lay, where you are where they are taking the resources. They should be, in my opinion, allowed to, they should be made to pay. They ought to have the same opportunity to pay as everyone else. All right? Yes. That's my opinion. Now, what's yours? Tell me in the comments below. I love you guys so much. This is Synolve signing off. Remember, okay, to go ahead and give me a like, a comment, and subscribe, honey. Subscribe and be a part of the family. We welcome you here. I welcome you here. And share the video. Please share the video. All right, with someone who needs to hear this news. I love you guys so much. Okay, and this is Synolve signing off, and I'm gonna see y'all, my royal family, in another video real soon. Bye bye, guys.